In a world cluttered with information, where truth is power, Lawin Weekly News stands apart.
We delve deeper, uncover facts, and bring stories to light. From political showdowns and economic triumphs to the pulse of the street and the heart of the community.
We capture the moments that define us, stories that challenge, inspire, and transform.
Tune in live Sundays 8 a.m. Central Standard Time and Sundays 6 p.m. Central Standard Time.
These are Lawin headlines for this week. Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick confirms plans for re-election run. Afghan girl hospitalized after alleged attack at Houston school. McKinney man receives life sentence for killing pregnant wife. Trump heads to Walter Reed for yearly physical examination. Manhunt launched for gunman of mayoralty hopeful Kerwin Espinoza. Indonesia president offers to temporarily shelter Gazans amid crisis. Philippine Consulate General sets schedule for 2025 consular outreach. Raven Alcozba earns top elite finish for Philippines at Asia Triathlon Sprint in HK. Dennis Padilla agreed to step back from Claudia's wedding, says Marjorie Barreto.
I am Neska.
And I am MJ.
And tonight we bring you the latest stories in the United States of America.
Especially in the state of Texas.
So sit back, relax, and let Lawin Weekly News be your guide to the news that matters most. Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick has announced his bid for re-election in Austin, Texas on April 11. The announcement comes after Patrick has served as the state's lieutenant governor for over 10 years. Patrick secured an endorsement from President Donald Trump. The endorsement is expected to bolster Patrick's campaign as he seeks to continue his tenure. Dan Patrick has held the position since he was first elected in 2014. He has been a prominent figure in Texas politics, known for his focus on conservative values. His re-election campaign will focus on maintaining these principles and continuing his work in the Texas Senate. The endorsement by Trump was announced during a Texas Republican Party event. Trump praised Patrick's leadership and urged Texans to support him in the upcoming election.
Authorities are investigating an incident at Paul Revere Middle School in Houston on March 3, where 3 Afghan female students were allegedly attacked by a group of approximately 20 students during lunchtime. According to witness reports, the 3 girls who were wearing hijabs at the time of the incident were assaulted by the group, with some attackers allegedly using pencils as weapons. One of the victims was rendered unresponsive and was transported to Texas Children's Hospital with severe injuries. The Houston chapter of the Council on American-Islamic Relations has called for a thorough investigation, citing concerns that the attack may have been racially or religiously motivated. CAIR Houston urged school officials and law enforcement to take swift action and ensure accountability. The Houston Independent School District acknowledged the incident in a public statement, noting that they are working closely with local law enforcement to investigate. The Houston Police Department has launched an investigation in coordination with HISD. Authorities are reviewing surveillance footage from the school and interviewing witnesses to determine the circumstances surrounding the incident. As the investigation continues, officials are urging anyone with information to come forward.
More than 700 employees from the city of Houston will retire on May 1 after accepting voluntary buyouts, city officials announced on Thursday. Buyouts will require the city to refill many positions, but officials from the Whitmer administration anticipate saving over $26 million annually in general fund dollars and $48 million in total due to the reduced workforce. These savings could potentially reach $189 million if all 3,000 eligible civilian employees opt for the buyouts, according to a presentation by the mayor's deputy chief of staff and finance director. Despite these measures, the savings will not fully address the anticipated $330 million budget shortfall in this fiscal year starting July 1, according to Stephen David, the mayor's deputy chief of staff. The city typically experiences about 400 retirements per year, David noted during a Thursday committee meeting with city council members. Mayor John Whitmer extended a buyout offer on March 14 to approximately 3,000 employees eligible for retirement. Employees who accept will retire in the usual manner, receiving an additional lump sum payment of 25% of their annual salary and an extension of existing benefits for up to 5 years. Of the employees eligible for retirement, 15% hold supervisory positions. Employees have until April 28 to decide on the buyout offer.
Authorities in Houston are actively searching for the driver of an 18-wheeler involved in a serious highway accident with a couple's vehicle. The crash occurred late in the evening when the big rig collided with the couple's car, dragging it a considerable distance before causing it to flip. The driver of the 18-wheeler did not stop and continued driving, leaving the couple in critical condition. Trinity Jones, one of the victims, said she and her boyfriend Fernando Quinones were on their way to the movies when the accident occurred. While both survived, they were left in shock. Officials noted that the couple is fortunate to be alive following the harrowing experience. Law enforcement is urging anyone with information about the incident to come forward, especially drivers who may have captured footage on dash cams. Investigators are reviewing traffic camera footage and speaking with eyewitnesses to gather further details. As the search of the 18-wheeler driver continues, authorities are seeking public cooperation and encouraging anyone with relevant information to come forward.
Hello po dyan sa mga taga-Texas. Nandyan po kami ni Desa sa June 14 at meron po kaming show sa Gaylord Texan Resort and Convention Center on June 14. So, nandyan po ang mga detalye below sa ating poster and I hope to see you soon, guys. See you sa June 14.
In a world filled with fleeting moments, there's beauty waiting to be captured. My name is Christian, and I specialize in immortalizing your most precious memories. From elegant weddings to vibrant events and timeless portraits, I'm here to make every moment unforgettable. Let me tell your story through the lens. Contact me today and let's create magic together.
Officials at the University of Texas at Austin discovered a second body on campus within a week. The University of Texas Police Department, or UTPD, confirmed the discovery of the deceased person on Friday. Authorities found the body at an undisclosed location on university grounds. The UTPD, in collaboration with local law enforcement agencies, is investigating the circumstances surrounding the incident. Police officials stated that they do not suspect foul play at this stage. The authorities have not disclosed the identity of the deceased individual. The first body was found earlier in the week at the university's Perry Castaneda Library. The police responded promptly to a medical emergency call, and the individual was pronounced dead upon their arrival. There was no evidence of criminal activity involved in that case as well. University officials have not confirmed any connections between the two incidents, and they assured the community that there is no threat to the safety of students and staff. The university is offering counseling services to students and staff affected by the recent events. The investigations are ongoing, and authorities have not provided further details regarding the cause of death in either case.
A McKinney, Texas man has been sentenced to life in prison for the murder of his pregnant wife on Christmas Day in 2023. Prosecutors revealed that Nasib Hassan, aged 35, pleaded guilty to strangling his wife Noreen Turi, leading to his conviction. The sentencing took place on March 10, 2025 in a Collin County court. The murder occurred at the couple's residence in McKinney, where Hassan strangled Tuli, who was 31 years old at that time. Following the incident, Hassan reportedly confessed to his family members over the phone, who then contacted the police. Authorities quickly responded to the call, leading to Hassan's arrest. Court records show that Hassan admitted to the crime during the trial. The prosecution presented evidence that highlighted the violent nature of the act. Family members of the victim expressed their anguish during the trial, recalling Tuli's kind nature and the future she was robbed of. Tuli was described as a compassionate person who had decided to give her estranged husband another chance despite previously filing for a protective order against him. District Attorney Greg Willis, who oversaw the case, stated that justice was served through the court's decision. He emphasized the importance of life sentence in reflecting the seriousness of the crime and hoped it would serve as a deterrent to similar acts in the future.
Former San Antonio police officer James Brennan has been charged with 2 counts of aggravated assault by a public servant after allegedly shooting 17-year-old Eric Cantu in a McDonald's parking lot on October 2, 2022. Brennan, a rookie officer at that time, approached Cantu, who was sitting in a parked car eating a hamburger. After instructing Cantu to exit the vehicle, Brennan fired multiple shots into the car, hitting the teen. The San Antonio Police Department launched an internal investigation into Brennan's actions, which led to his dismissal for violating department policies. The department stated that his conduct was not in line with the training provided to officers. Cantu was hospitalized in critical condition and required extensive medical care. His family later filed a lawsuit against Brennan and the city of San Antonio, alleging excessive force and inadequate police training. The lawsuit seeks damages for medical expenses and other related hardships. The release of video footage of the incident prompted public outrage and fueled discussions about police use of force. Brennan's trial is set to examine his actions and the broader implications for law enforcement practices.
A Senate subcommittee convened to examine the future of daylight savings time, revisiting a century-old practice that has drawn increasing scrutiny from lawmakers, experts, and the public. Daylight saving time, first introduced during World War I to conserve energy by maximizing daylight hours, has been in effect in most parts of the United States since the passage of the Uniform Time Act of 1966. The act standardized the practice but allowed states to opt out. Hawaii and most of Arizona do not observe DST. Senator Marco Rubio expressed strong support for ending the time change and advocated for making daylight saving time permanent. He pointed to economic data suggesting increased consumer activity and business revenue during extended evening daylight hours. Rubio previously introduced the Sunshine Protection Act in 2021, which passed the Senate but has not been taken up in the House of Representatives. Senator Ed Markey offered a counterpoint defending the continuation of DST. He emphasized benefits such as increased evening daylight for outdoor recreation and its positive effects on industries like retail and tourism. Markey noted the cultural familiarity of DST and its long-standing integration into American life. The U.S. Department of Transportation found that daylight saving time may reduce crime due to extended daylight in the evening. However, studies published by the American Journal of Public Health and other institutions challenged its impact on energy use, the original justification for the practice. A 2021 Associated Press poll reported that 63% of Americans support eliminating the time change in favor of a permanent standard time. Meanwhile, businesses such as golf courses and outdoor dining venues continue to support DST, citing increased revenues tied to longer daylight hours.
President Donald Trump visited Walter Reed National Military Medical Center on Saturday for his third annual routine physical examination since taking office, according to the White House. The visit aimed to assess the president's overall health and fitness to perform his duties as Commander-in-Chief. The White House press secretary confirmed that a summary of the medical findings will be released following the evaluation. The administration said the disclosure aligns with the standard practice of U.S. presidents sharing health information to maintain public trust and transparency. Medical personnel at Walter Reed conducted a series of standard tests during the examination. These assessments typically include evaluations of cardiovascular health, cholesterol levels, blood pressure, and other key health indicators. Walter Reed has served as a medical facility of choice for several past presidents. It is recognized for its advanced healthcare services and its team of specialists who regularly treat high-ranking government officials, military personnel, and heads of state. President Trump has undergone his previous physicals at Walter Reed. In 2019, then physician to the president, Dr. Sean Conley, reported that Trump was in excellent health for his age and had implemented dietary and exercise changes aimed at weight management.
The Albuera Municipal Police in the Philippines is conducting a manhunt for the gunman responsible for the shooting of Kerwin Espinosa, a self-confessed drug lord and mayoralty candidate for Albuera Leyte. The operation is being carried out in coordination with the Special Weapons and Tactics Team. The Police Regional Office 8 covering Eastern Visayas released a statement on Friday confirming their efforts to determine the motive behind the attack and to ensure justice is served. The Pro 8 assured the public that all necessary measures are being taken to uphold peace and security, especially during the election period. The authorities urge anyone with information regarding the incident to come forward and cooperate with the investigation.
Indonesian President Prabowo Subianto announced on Wednesday that the country is prepared to offer temporary shelter to Palestinians impacted by the ongoing conflict in Gaza between Israeli forces and Hamas. The United Nations reports that the nearly 400,000 Gaza residents have been displaced since Israel resumed military operations last month. President Subianto stated that they are ready to receive wounded victims as he prepared for a Middle East visit that includes stops in the United Arab Emirates, Turkey, Egypt, Qatar, and Jordan. This statement comes amid reports of Israeli strikes in Gaza, resulting in the deaths of more than 400 Palestinians. Indonesia has consistently expressed its support for Palestinian self-determination and has criticized military actions in the region. The Indonesian government has not yet specified the logistics or locations for the proposed temporary shelter for Gaza residents.
The Philippine Consulate General has released an updated schedule for its 2025 consular outreach missions. The mission, which provides consular services to Filipino citizens in various U.S. cities, will take place throughout the year with new locations added to the list. The consular outreach will occur in the following cities: Baton Rouge, Louisiana, April 12 to 13, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, July 12 to 13, Lubbock, Texas, date to be determined, Little Rock, Arkansas, August 23 to 24, McAllen, Texas, September 13 to 14, Max Jackson, Mississippi, October 12 to 13, and Albuquerque, New Mexico, November 22 to 23. Filipinos in and near these cities who wish to avail of consular services are encouraged to register in advance by scanning the provided QR code or by visiting the online registration link. Further details, including specific venues, services offered, and appointment links, will be announced in the coming months. For inquiries or clarifications, the public may email the consulate at pcghouston.consular@gmail.com. All consular services are available to Filipino citizens, and the outreach missions aim to serve those who may not be able to visit the consulate in person.
Chicago Bulls guard Lonzo Ball met the family of Alex Reinhardt, the donor of the knee cartilage he received during a transplant 2 years ago. The meeting took place before Wednesday's game against the Miami Heat. Ball engaged with Reinhardt's mother, father, older brother, younger brother, and soon-to-be sister-in-law. Reinhardt, from Dakota Dunes, South Dakota, passed away at the age of 20 in February 2023. Ball participated in the meeting by signing jerseys and taking photographs with the family. Angie Reinhardt, Alex's mother, experienced an emotional moment during the encounter. The meeting occurred next to the Bulls bench at the game. Ball underwent the knee cartilage transplant in March 2023 after several unsuccessful procedures to treat an injury. Ball missed a game due to a sprained wrist unrelated to his knee condition.
Elite triathlete Raven Faith Alcoceba emerged as the top Filipino finisher at the 2025 Asia Triathlon Sprint Championships held earlier this week in Hong Kong. Alcoceba completed the race in 1 hour 5 minutes and 2 seconds, securing 29th place overall in the competitive field. The sprint race featured a 750-meter swim, an 18.5-kilometer bike ride, and a 5-kilometer run. Alcoceba, a bronze medalist at the 2023 Southeast Asian Games, continued to showcase her impressive form in international triathlon competitions. Her performance in Hong Kong placed her as the highest-ranked Filipino athlete in the event, further solidifying her status as one of the top athletes representing the Philippines on the global triathlon stage. Another Filipino athlete, Erica Burgos, also participated in the event, finishing in 32nd place. Alcoceba's strong showing highlights her consistent excellence and her ability to compete at the highest levels of the sport. The Asian Triathlon Sprint Championships is one of the premier events of the international triathlon calendar, attracting elite athletes from across Asia. The competition took place on a challenging course, with the swim held in open water and the bike and run segments featuring diverse terrain.
The 2025 Cannes Film Festival set to run from May 13 to May 24 in Cannes, France, has unveiled its official lineup, showcasing films from renowned directors such as Ari Aster, Wes Anderson, and Spike Lee. Now in its 78th year, the festival remains one of the most prestigious events in the international film industry, providing a platform for both established and emerging filmmakers. Ari Aster, known for his distinctive and often unsettling storytelling, will present his latest film, continuing his reputation for bold, thought-provoking cinema. Wes Anderson, on the other hand, celebrated for his unique visual style and whimsical narratives, will also compete with a new project that promises to feature his signature meticulous craftsmanship. Spike Lee, a filmmaker whose work frequently addresses social and political issues, completes the trio of major directors in this year's competition. The films of Aster, Anderson, and Lee are expected to offer fresh perspectives, maintaining Cannes' legacy of nurturing innovative filmmaking.
Marjorie Barreto addressed comments made by her ex-husband Dennis Padilla regarding their daughter Claudia Barreto's wedding to Basti Lorenzo. In an interview with Augie Diaz on April 11, Marjorie revealed that Claudia and Dennis had agreed that Claudia would walk down the aisle alone. Dennis had publicly expressed feeling like a visitor at the event. Marjorie mentioned that Claudia initially did not want to invite her father due to their strained relationship. Marjorie stated that she encouraged Claudia to invite Dennis to the wedding, asserting it was the right thing to do. The wedding took place amidst public and media interest due to the family's high-profile status. Marjorie explained in the interview that her focus was on ensuring Claudia's happiness on her special day. She defended Claudia's decision to walk alone by stating it was made in mutual agreement with Dennis. Dennis, meanwhile, received both support and criticism from the public for his remarks. A spokesperson for the family declined to comment further on the matter when contacted.
As we brace ourselves for the upcoming weather changes, let's dive into what you can expect day by day. Whether you're planning outdoor activities or just preparing for the week, we've got you covered with the most accurate forecast. Stay tuned with us as we take a closer look at the weather patterns that will impact our region. Remember, here at Lawin Weekly News, we bring you the clear skies to the stormiest forecasts.
Here is your Lawin Weekly News weather forecast in Houston, Texas. On April 13th, Sunday, the highest temperature is 87 degrees Fahrenheit with a low of 65 degrees Fahrenheit. Expect sunshine, breezy conditions, and very warm and humid weather. On April 14th, Monday, the highest temperature is 86 degrees Fahrenheit with a low of 63 degrees Fahrenheit. Anticipate warm conditions with plenty of sunshine. On April 15th, Tuesday, the highest temperature is 83 degrees Fahrenheit with a low of 61 degrees Fahrenheit. The day will be less humid with a mix of sun and clouds. On April 16th, Wednesday, the highest temperature is 82 degrees Fahrenheit with a low of 67 degrees Fahrenheit. Expect sunshine with a few clouds. On April 17th, Thursday, the highest temperature is 88 degrees Fahrenheit with a low of 69 degrees Fahrenheit. Anticipate breezy and very warm conditions with partial sunshine. On April 18th, Friday, the highest temperature is 85 degrees Fahrenheit with a low of 67 degrees Fahrenheit. The day will have sunshine with a few clouds. On April 19th, Saturday, the highest temperature is 82 degrees Fahrenheit with a low of 69 degrees Fahrenheit. Expect cloudy skies with a couple of showers, mainly later in the day.
So those were the latest stories in Texas this week. I am Nesca Santina.
I am MJ Concepcion from Lawin Weekly News.
Have a great day.
Lawin Weekly News.
Tune in live Sundays 8 a.m. Central Standard Time and Sundays 6 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Lawin Weekly News.